Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. The program will begin in exactly 5 minutes, so sit back, chill out, and get ready for another very insightful session.
Does your life as an online learner look awfully something like this? All study and no fun makes one a dull one. Escape boredom and burnout while learning a lot and so much more. You don't have to worry about juggling work and school. The balance in academic excellence, work, and fun is now made accessible at your fingertips. Join us as we walk you through the fun part of digital learning as we put the cool in digital school. Here at MMDC, a whole lot of fun awaits you. Activities, opportunities to meet new people, and avenues to showcase your passion, talents, and skills aplenty. Digital, I dig it all. Say goodbye to dozing off during boring and stuffy webinars, and say hello to fun and interactive e-events lined up for you. Brace yourselves for quirky challenges that you will experience with your friends and clubmates. We introduce to you our virtual escape rooms. Hunt for clues, solve mysteries, and then some. Digital, I dig it all. Need time off from your computer to stretch a little? We've got that covered too. We have wellness activities to make sure that you stay fit and healthy even with the digital setup. Digital, I dig it all. Digital learning is said to be lonely learning, but fret not, lonely no more. Here at MMDC, you'll never be or feel alone. Go join a club or create one yourself. Share and express your passion, talents, and skills. Digital, I dig it all. From clubs that will help you further improve your communication and social skills, to the ones that place focus on technical skills that will help you solve real-world cases that you will work on, or even a club that simply unleashes you in the we as we grow together as a nurturing and fun, dynamic academic community. Digital, I dig it all. Finally, get a chance to be featured in our school publication. Share about activities, events, and even your own stories in our digital community. Or be part of the proactive school publications team and get to write articles. Together, we'll deliver news and updates and more to our community. The MMDC community. Digital, I dig it all. We've talked digital, but what about face-to-face? MMDC proudly welcomes you to our Learning Hub. Experience firsthand and in-person our state-of-the-art facilities that are both conducive for learning and collaboration-friendly. Here, you not only solve problems, projects, and cases, but also build and create connections, collaborations, and ideas while having fun. It's all in at the Hub, only at the Learning Hub. The entire digital setup might be intimidating, but worry not. The IA or Integrated Advising Services are here to assist you for anything and everything. Got any questions or queries? We're here to answer you or direct you to the right persons. Got concerns? We're all ears. Troubleshooting? Consider it done. We're just one message away. Sounds exciting? We're excited for you too. We can't wait to be part of your college journey. See you virtually and in our learning hubs.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to What's Next Wednesdays, where we'll be talking about the latest developments in college, business, and technology. I'm Danny, MNBC's Marketing and Partnerships Officer, and as always, I will be your host for the day. So before we begin, here are some house rules for tonight's session. So on screen, you'll be seeing them flash there. So please remember that this event will be recorded and will be published on our Facebook and YouTube pages. At any time during the event, feel free to type your questions in the chat box or the comment section. For those of you who are watching on our social media page, just at Mapua Malayan Digital College, and our admissions officers will answer you. Or we will be answering you right here after our session. For those of you on Zoom, your microphone is automatically muted when you enter the room, but if you want to ask questions during our Q&A segment, click the raise hand button and our moderator will be the one to unmute you. Another reminder for you all to follow us on our social media pages if you want to get updated and or watch this live at Mapua Malayan Digital. All right, so in our last episode, if you guys remember, we talked about the realities of an IT career and what a graduate should expect from the demands of the industry. For those of you who missed it, you can always visit our YouTube page, Mapua Malayan Digital College, so you can watch that discussion. For now, we invite you all to join us as we explore our topic for today, which focuses on the fun side of learning and academics. To guide us through the world of extracurricular activities, please welcome our one and only Student Activities and Discipline Manager, Ms. Denise Faith Belizario.
All right. Hello. Hi, Danny, and hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. And of course, before anything else, I'd like to take this opportunity to first greet you and all the women out there. Happy International Women's Day. So, it's really high time to be empowered and, of course, to empower others and each other as well.
Definitely. I do agree with you, Faye. And I'm so happy to have you here on our live podcast, especially now that it's Women's Day and you're one of the most empowered women here at MMDC. It's such an honor to be here with you, especially knowing that there's so much going on, that you have such a busy schedule. And we're really happy to have you here, to have you talk about the extracurriculars, the fun side of college, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
the
so
feeling is mutual, Danny. I know you are very busy too. So thank you so much also for taking time to craft and prepare tonight's session or segment for everyone.
all right. So sige Faye, let's get to the topic. Or actually, before we move on to the topic of our discussion, I just wanted to ask you, did you have any extracurriculars or orgs back when you were in college?
Oh, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. No, that was how many years ago? Well, as a bimbo kid, I was a
Oh,
dancer, cheerleader, a band vocalist.
yeah.
Of course, I'm just kidding. baka, baka yun ang makapture ng audience. Oh my goodness. Hindi. Honestly, during college, I didn't join much of
Mhm.
the in-campus extracurriculars aside from busy sa ACADS. I was also busy with extracurriculars outside the campus. So with the church community, outreaches. But yeah, of course, I've had some. I
Mhm.
focused on one org, which is the peer facilitator circle. So of course, I started as a member and then eventually became one of the org's officers. So not only did we have activities within the school community, but also outside the school or outside the campus with peer faci circles across different schools. So yun, ano pa ba? Being also a badminton varsity Nox for a year only.
For a
It
year.
helped me, yeah. It helped me have, yeah, a really colorful college life. So, of course, being a representative of the school for WNCAA was surely one for the books. So, anyway,
Definitely.
that's too much airtime about me. Ikaw naman, how about you, Danny? Meron ka bang extracurricular activities when you were in college?
As a pabibo kid, parang major ko yung extracurriculars.
Ay,
My
ayan.
BSB. So, I was part of student government sa executive branch
Wow.
namin. I was also part of the debate team for some time sa
Nice.
sa college namin and sa Junior Philippine Economic Society where I used to be part of. I was also part of Marketers Union. So, parang lahat ng academic clubs ata, pinatulan ko na. And then on
Wow.
yung student government din. But, sige, let's move forward. Parang feeling ko yung iba sa audience natin, hindi pa nila gets kung ano talaga yung pag-usapan natin. Pero sige, to help everybody better understand extracurricular activities or the need for orgs or clubs, let's dive into our questions. So my first question for you today, Faye, what do you think campus life would be like without extracurricular activities?
Okay, good question. No? I think, of course, in its basic sense, the learning experience of students would not be complete. So, pwede natin siyang ihalin tulad sa life. So, just as much as life would be robotic without art and beauty and the things that, especially the intangible things that makes us feel alive, no? Ganun din if schools or educational institutions would not have extracurricular activities. It's what takes students di ba? It's what helps them hone the social aspect of their student life.
Oo.
So, yeah, up until college, it helps students discover what else they can do, di ba? We've
Oo.
experienced that
Yeah.
what skills and talents they could still unlock
Yes.
through
Oo.
these various
Actually, kahit
extracurriculars.
na like building their network while they're still in college, di ba? So, parang it's
Correct.
very important for them to meet people like from different colleges and then to interact with them, to learn more about those trades as opposed to theirs, di ba? But how,
Totoo.
di ba? But how vital do you think it is that a student participates in these extracurricular activities, given na it helps them socialize, given na it helps them also explore who they are or develop who they are as individuals?
Well, ano ba? It goes without saying na integral, syempre, for institutions, again, to incorporate extracurricular activities. Balik tayo dun sa mas throwback during the formative years of a learner. So,
Oo.
elementary years, preschool years, and even sa adolescent years, no? Since
Oo.
holistic development is the aim of learning and education, right? So, schools, of course, try to provide a learning environment that is empowering, supportive, engaging for them to hone their skills. Yun
Yeah.
nga, laging in light of that dahil kasama yun sa pag-form ng total person in each individual.
Mhm.
But in collegiate level, okay, the way I see extracurricular activities is that they're actually both means and an end in itself. Means siya
Correct.
kasi obviously, yun nga, isa yun sa ways in which we can enrich the entire learning experience of students.
Mhm.
Avenues siya for them to express themselves, further hone and showcase their talents. But also, I'd like to highlight it being an end in itself.
Mhm.
Because in college level, of course, it's not new or foreign to us. Kung hindi man natin na-experience, Dani, no, na-observe natin to probably among our peers that it is in this stage that students also encounter a lot of personal problems and also academic. And those problems both intertwining or interfering with each other. So, mahirap siya, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
tuloy etong activities in itself kasi minsan nagiging breather nila ito, nagiging pahinga nila. And
Oo.
sometimes their source of strength to just continue na yun nga magpatuloy sa pagpapatuloy ika nga.
Oo.
So, yun,
Oo.
with everything said, I hope we see there how vital participating in student activities is.
Yeah, and I agree with that because sometimes yung iba, at least sa circles na naikutan ko, parang minsan wala ka na talagang gana gumawa ng ACADS, wala ka ng gana pumasok sa klase, pero in your mind, meron kang org activity after, so you have to go to school, 'di ba? So,
Right.
Iba siya, parang yan na lang yung gagawing motivation para din maka-graduate, para din
Totoo.
'di ba?
Diba?
And it's so interesting to see na you also see these people develop also as they go along, as time passes during this I guess transition into their clubs and orgs. But how do you think that extracurricular activities enrich the holistic development of a student naman?
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, yun nga, these activities and programs are also avenues for them to develop their skills or the skills that they need that are outside the academic courses or program that they are enrolled in. So even skills like soft skills that would rather complement and supplement their technical skills, those both of those are needed for their holistic development.
Yeah.
So while these extracurricular activities help enrich the holistic development of a student, it's really crucial also. Dun tayo tatalon sa next na question or topic, which is ano yung type of activities, di ba? Yun yung crucial. Which type of activities would actually help them?
Yeah, I agree with that. And well, Faye, knowing that you're the go-to person for activities, right? How how do you think students can balance their extracurriculars and their academics para it one doesn't go beyond the other or para balance lang yung student life nila?
Right. You know, some people would look at it as hindi talaga siya nababalance. Well, in a way, yun nga, kasi pag balance, ano talaga siya eh, di ba? Pantay siya. Pero somewhat ma-manage
Yeah.
natin, I think we can go for that term, no?
Yeah.
Both yung extracurriculars and activities, if they would incorporate, yun, very practical lang, yung masasabi ko dito, time management and project management techniques.
Yeah.
So, it actually depends on what would work for them. Kasi ako naniniwala ako na walang one size fits all eh. 'Di ba
Oo.
na technique or ano, they can look it up sa Google kung ano yung mga available or kumbaga tested na ng marami na techniques like Eat the Frog, Pomodoro, Eisenhower Matrix, and so forth and so on. So,
Mm.
pwede silang mag-eksperimento doon what would work best for them or pwede silang mag-craft or mag-devise ng sarili nilang technique to balance or manage yun, yung extracurricular activities and ACADS nila.
And parang in a sense, I feel like it also helps them build their soft skills in preparation for work.
Right.
'Di ba? Like, pag-iisipin mo talaga, your extracurriculars are actually more like the job that you'll be doing. And then, yung school, yung uuwian mo, yung ACADS mo, yung uuwian mo, yung bahay mo. Yung responsibilities mo naman sa personal life, right? And then, sige,
Oo.
let's take a deeper dive naman into extracurricular activities in terms of how we do it in a digital first college. Of course, like
Right.
MMT. So, how exactly are our extracurricular activities carried out? Seeing as we don't really see each other face to face as much, seeing
Mm.
our students are from everywhere, 'di ba? We have students here in the Philippines, we have students abroad. So, how is
Yes.
this carried out para nakakasali lahat?
Right. Well, before answering the how, no, sorry, Danny, medyo magde-deviate ako. We'll
Wala.
have the why first, no, as the starting point. So, I'd
Okay.
like to highlight where everything stems from kasi muna. So, first and foremost, it would stem from yung pinaka-backbone or foundation ng lahat ng activities in store for our students, which is the objective of the center. The center, that being the Center for Student Activities and Discipline under Student Affairs. So, to share, its objective is to ensure the students' overall well-being or welfare as they embark on their digital learning journey. Ganun kasimple, no? Kasi we know that healthy well-being is central to the students, again, holistic development into being the best that they can be.
Yeah.
So, paano yun ma-materialize, it is seen to be achieved by having itong 3 E's. So,
Mm-mm.
by engaging them, equipping them, and enriching the students and their experiences. So, of course, this can be possible largely through the quality, again, yun nga, ng mga programs, activities, and events that were and are to be organized. And they're being anchored on this objective. So, actually, there were no activities crafted outside that objective. So, with that, talagang na-ensure yung pagiging aligned nung activities sa goal.
Yeah.
Kaya nakikita rin ng students yung value ng bawat activity sa kanila. So,
Yeah.
doon din naka-angkla ngayon. Papasok yung how they are carried out, which is depending on the nature of the event. Sometimes virtual, or most of the time virtual since we are a digital first college nga. But sometimes also on-site, no? Kasi
Yes.
minsan gusto rin naman nila once in a while see each
Magkita.
other in the flesh. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Oo, totoo 'yan. And kahit nga sa students natin dito sa Bacolod Hub, 'di ba? Medyo ano din sila na magka-event para makakasuot sila ng mga outfit nila.
Yes,
Tapos sila
OOTD.
magbarkada. Super cute. I love it talaga. But in terms of the online events, how do we ensure that students participate in them? Is it ano ba? Is it required, or is it just a matter of making sure that the event is something interesting for them?
Yeah, we'd go for the latter, of course. But that's a
Oo.
very good question, Danny. So, of course, ang crucial dito is yung messaging, no? Or how we communicate it with our students.
Yeah.
So, of course, it should not sound forceful, or worse, should sound like a threat. Like, if you do not attend, this is what will happen, this is what you'll miss. So, yun, walang pilitan. We
Oo.
make sure to get it across that it's more of is, 'di ba? Na parang let this be an avenue for you to take a breather from your ACAD. So ganon. It also helps na ano pa ba? We have the club leaders at the forefront ng activities. So it's
Yeah.
somewhat automatic for their friends, their classmates, and club members to join since they're the ones leading or sometimes the highlight of such
Yeah.
events.
Yeah. So it's really nice, no, to see that our club leaders and their members are really also influencing the digital community that they're.
Yes.
And I love seeing that. I love seeing like na they're all mingling with each other no matter what the age ranges are, because
True.
our viewers have to understand that we have students from 18 up to the early 50s, right? So iba talaga yung
Yes.
dynamics ng each one. And
Totoo.
'di ba, we see that in our activities na kahit na magkaiba sila ng age, magkasama sila for this project, for this presentation. And I really love to see that.
Totoo. I
Parang,
have persons in mind, guy. Ayoko lang i-shoutout dito. Mabubuko yung mga age range ng mga students natin. Pero yun, makikita natin na hindi siya age specific. Yung need to socialize and get engaged. It's
yeah,
it's an innate need for
yeah,
humans because we are social beings. So,
definitely. And it's also so nice to see na sometimes our older learners, the working students, they're the ones that initiate these activities.
correct.
And they're
That's
the ones
right.
that participate the most kahit sa mga Q&A lang, kahit sa mga icebreaker lang. So we really love to see that. But in terms of
Yeah.
how these students are informed, in terms of how they're kept up to speed with the most recent ganaps sa school, are there ways that we keep them updated ba?
Yeah, I love the ganaps, by the way. So, in terms of communication channels, so aside from having several communication channels to ensure yun nga that the students receive the information, kasi sometimes 'di ba yun nga kapag we're on our phones, sa dami ng apps at nakabukas na tabs, may mga mami-miss out tayo. So, yun, we have different channels. The online bulletin or announcement board via Kamu. We also have a Facebook group since we, admins and students alike are all in Facebook. Case in point, itong live today, tonight,
Oo,
right?
totoo. Oo.
And also Google Space, wherein all the students who are enrolled are part of it. So there are 300 plus students plus SA team in that space.
Yeah.
So that's how they get to be updated. And also G chats in their respective sections and email blast lastly. So yun, lahat na talaga ng pwedeng communication channels.
So, lahat talaga siya, literally everything possible, everything under the sun para lang alam nila
Yes.
na ganito yung
Yes.
nangyayari ngayon. I love that. Um,
Para walang FOMO.
yeah. Oo, na walang mafo-FOMO, totoo yan. Sige, alright, Faye. Before we proceed any further with my questions, let's take a look at this video so that we give our viewers an idea about how we make learning fun here at MMDC. Sige, let's watch this. Right. I love that. I love seeing that. Meron akong nakikita na nag-spaghetti pababa.
Isa-shoutout ba natin siya?
Wag na, baka magalit na sa atin.
Oo.
Sige. So,
Pa-mysterious pa naman siya.
serious na yung tao na yun. So, malalaman lang nila if they attend our events in the future.
Right.
Definitely. But sige, Faye, so in that video, I actually saw a few logos there, no? And a few events. Are those from our clubs? Our students?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, can you tell us more about what clubs we have in MMDC?
Okay. So currently we have 5 active clubs. We have the Digital Fort, which is the publications team or publications club. So they're the ones who publish articles for the newsletter of MMDC, which is the Mapua Malayan Digital Column. So they produce a newsletter on a per term basis. So ganun sila ka-active. No, we also have yung Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Ayan, the gaming club. Ito yung may pinakamaraming members. Of course. They are, they're 80 plus, no? And counting. Let's see, kasi per term, open naman kami na may mag-join kasi we have new students per term, no? So if a new student wants to join, go lang. No, they're of course very much welcome. So they've already had this talk about esports. They invited the president, si Giselle Garcia, got to invite si Pico Lozano, who's a known player, no, in the field of sa esports. So very fortunate for our students to be inspired by him sa future ng esports or even kung ano yung opportunities in Danao sa esports.
For sure,
Ayan. Correct. Gamer ka ba, Danny? Yes. Ayan. Pwede kang mag-join sa kanila. So yun, meron silang LOL or League of Legends na tryouts and also yun, tryouts sa ML and other games. Sabi naman ni Giselle nung president, no, I'll be speaking on her behalf here. Kahit anong game open silang i-welcome. Hindi lang yung mga usual na online games. No? Any game.
Any game. So mga Plants versus Zombies, mga Sims.
Oh,
wow. Oo.
Eto nga, ayan, they had this Halloween event or they led this event.
Cute.
So merong drawing challenge as part of that, low cost cosplay challenge. Ito yung few of the many entries.
I love. nakakatuwa nga 'di ba? Kasi nakikita talaga natin na, parang hindi lang siya na naglalaro lang sila, hindi lang na they're building up their teams for those games. Meron din silang ibang mga kine-carry out na mga activities that other students can relate to also. And
Right. Mm.
'di ba, it's so nice to see na it's not just a club for those who like gaming talaga. It's also a club for people who like anime, people who
Mm.
like a lot of more, let's say, Asian-based na mga art forms, gano'n. Parang
Yes,
yan yung nakikita ko usually sa player one natin na club. And I
that's
guess
right.
we're also seeing of actually a few familiar faces there.
Yes, yes.
Oo. Ang
Ayan, and we're also there. Ayan, sila Miss Rita, si AC, Miss
oo.
AC. We enjoy joining these activities of the
Activities,
students.
oo. And I feel like ang ganda nitong yung low cost na cosplay, Kilala ko 'yan, kilala ko yung student na nasa screen. But ang ano lang, ang parang it's so fun to see na, even if hindi naman thousands yung ise-spend mo sa costume mo, makukuha mo din yung output na gusto mo. And that's something that's
Correct.
important also for our students to learn, especially yung, non-working ones na it's not always
Yes,
about spending the biggest in order to get the best output. Nasa quality din talaga siya.
correct. And sa creativity nila, they have to extract their creative juices. Dahil alam mo
Oo,
naman ang ah, ano ngayon, kailangan talaga maging frugal or wise in spending. So, ang ganda din na ina-advocate 'yan 'no ng clubs through these activities.
yeah, I do agree with that. So, we had recap lang kasi medyo makalimutin na ako. We have
Same.
player one and then kanina was digital fort, right?
Yes.
And then
And
now,
now, ayan, from the get-go, Musikalidad de Harmonia, the music club. So, sobrang active din itong club na 'to. They've already had a lot of events or spearheaded events and supported other club events also. So, whenever, ayan, kailangan ng intermission numbers, andyan sila. No, ang daming pool of talents here. And for this one, yung snippets ng nito dito sa screen,
yung
it's
station
actually
ID,
for their yes, the
oo,
Christmas
oo.
ID. So, na-feature din yung iba-ibang students natin from 'di ba gano'n naman yung peg ng station ID from different parts of the world. So, ayan, we have a student from Kuala Lumpur, we have from Japan, from Dubai, and of course, different parts of the Philippines. So,
Oo,
ayan, na-unite natin nila yon dito sa
sa
Christmas video na 'to.
actually, Faye, I was gonna sing, na grabe yung thought that was put into this Christmas ID, 'di ba? Because that's really what MMDC is about. It's about making education accessible to others. And this is also about
Correct.
making the fun part of digital first education accessible to everybody. And parang the station ID really embodied what this is. And
Correct.
ang ganda because you see them all performing ganyan and then ganyan yung kinalabasan. It's so coherent pa din even if they have different locations.
True. Aminin mo, medyo naiyak ka nung napanood mo yung video. Ako
Oh,
naiyak ako.
actually, oo, ako din. Ay, eto, may Disenyo Malaya din tayo.
Ayan. So,
Oo.
Disenyo Malaya, this is the multimedia club. So, the creatives, ayan, nandito sila sa club na 'to. So,
Hmm.
ayan, they of course do pub mats, video editing, but also not only do they create, but they want to extend or share with others itong skills nila. So, meron silang Canva tutorial on
Hmm.
how to do stuff, creative stuff.
Oo.
Ayan. And, or first and foremost, how to use Canva pala for education. Para yun nga, everybody, no, not only the creatives group, itong Disenyo Malaya, ang malaya na mag-create, no, but also the entire student body, they empowered or try to empower them by creating these video tutorials. And
Ganda.
eto, ay sorry, ibabad muna natin doon. Gusto ko lang i-highlight, this was very recent kasi. Previous slide, please. Sa Disenyo Malaya,
Oo.
um, this was headed by Joaquin.
Oo.
Special mention, ayan, yung tumatayong president ngayon ng club. It's a digital exhibit because we know last month was National Arts Month. So they've had this digital exhibit
Hmm.
for the students.
Ganda niyan. I love that.
Daming magagaling. Kasi yung entries actually from outside the members ng club eh. So, ang
Oh,
dami pa.
oh wow. So it's really more of a community effort talaga na magawa tong ano na to. Grabe, ang ganda niya na. And they're also designing merch, 'di ba?
Yes.
They've also
Yes, yes.
come up with MMDC merch. So super ganda niya, nakaka-proud. Super galing ng mga students natin.
Right.
At pinatutunayan talaga nila na walang mapuwan na hindi magaling, 'di ba?
Yes.
Eto,
Totoo. At walang mapuwan na walang puso. Lahat may puso. Speaking of puso, ayan. Si club is all about puso. Kasi they're the peer facilitators club.
okay.
So, yun. Ang purpose nila talaga is to help students, those who feel like they're not yet comfortable, they're still lost. So, that's what si club is for. No? So, they want to be the safe space no
Mm.
ng students. So
So,
ayan, they spearhead kamustahan events so that the students would feel welcome, would be heard,
oo.
and among other events. Entertainment night, game night, chill night, ayan. Puro
Oh.
mga chikahan session to.
Oh, so chismis sessions yung ano nila.
With insight naman syempre, with
Yes,
learning.
oo.
Chismis and learning.
Siyempre, disclaimer lang sa
Super
mga
active
nanonood.
din.
Oo.
Yeah.
Ganda nito. And are there peer facilitating services available to the student community? Like pwedeng mag-approach yung student community sa kanila.
They're already working on that. So we'll have it full blast probably this third term, no? Especially that there are more major subjects already.
Ay, ganda
Ayun.
niyan. Ganda niyan. And okay, so those were the clubs of MMDC. So quick recap lang tayo. So there was Digital Fort, which is the school paper, kumbaga. And
Yes.
then Player One, which is the gaming club. Nakalimutan ko na yun.
'Di ba memory test siya eh. Of course, the musikalidad, the
Harmon.
harmonia.
Oo. And then yung ika-apat was the Disenyo Malaya.
Yeah.
And last was Siklab, right?
Yes.
I love it. Super ganda ng mga clubs dito sa MMDC. And they're super productive as well, which I always love to see in our students. But I remember that there was a time na hindi pa open yung mga clubs na to, 'di ba? So, how were students able to join them?
Actually, nakakatuwa na very ano ba, I would say organic pa rin eh, yung naging process at start, no? Because we just sent a survey that we are planning to put up clubs. So you guys start creating those clubs. So in that survey, ano yung club na gusto mong salihan, ano yung club na gusto mong i-lead if ever. So we reached out to those students who had answers. And
Oo.
then upon calling sa kanila, yung iba hesitant. Pero I think it also helps to give them a push na parang yung iba sa mga tumatayo ng leaders ngayon or presidents ng club, at first, I would recall they were hesitant na parang baka may ibang mas competent. Sabi ko,
Oo.
while competency is of course a thing to be considered,
Oo.
yung heart, yung dedication, yun din eh. If not equally important, much more important, 'di ba? Dun yun yung magpapatagal eh, 'di
Yes.
ba? So, um, they were able to stand dun sa challenge, and then from there sabi namin, also with the leading no ni Miss Rita, mag-club fair tayo. So sabi
Oo.
ko sa kanila, okay, mag-club fair tayo. Game naman sila, and they were so, alam mo yon, bibo in crafting different pakulos, pasabogs for the club fair. So mula doon na nakapaghakot ng members. So they just send a form. They sent a form dun sa mga nag-join, umattend
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so I think Faye is currently experiencing technical difficulties lang. Super bilis lang nito. So, okay. So, medyo zoom tayo ngayon. Sige. So, kitang-kita talaga. Sige, let's go down. Ayan. So, medyo may technical difficulties lang tayo na na-experience, right? So, alright. So, Faye, let's discuss a bit more siguro. Faye, are you back? Is Faye
Yeah,
back?
I'm here. I'm still
Yes,
here.
definitely. You're here. Sige.
There you go.
Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So, kunwari walang may nangyari, cut yun
Oo.
guys.
Nagpa-miss lang tayo.
Oh,
Wow.
tumis lang kami ng konti ni Miss Faye. So, ayun siya. And then, sige, you were saying na,
Saan ako na-cut? Sorry.
nagka-club fair, right?
Yeah, nagka-club fair. So, from there, yun na yung pinaka naging primary promotional effort nung clubs. And they've had their own pakulos nga dun sa club fair na yon. From there, nakapaghakot na ng members, nakapag-entice and invite na ng members. They just had to fill out a form. And then, there were clubs na, depende kasi sa nature eh. Halimbawa sa music club, the the prospect members would have to go through auditions.
Ah,
So, ayun, ang fun din nung part na yun na we had to watch their audition pieces. Pero yun nga, since we want to be very inclusive as well,
mhm.
lahat natanggap at the end of the day. As long as enrolled nga with MMDC, the minimum requirements. No?
Enrolled
So
talaga.
yun, kung hindi man skilled pa, let's say in that specific craft dun sa club na yon, kaya nga nandito din yung clubs eh, so that these students who aspire to be great singers or musicians someday, training ground nila to, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
that's totoo naman 'yan. And I guess, well, it's really sometimes not about skills, 'di ba? Especially when it comes to mga student orgs. Sometimes it's also about your passion for the cause that the
Right.
org is trying to push for. So, yeah, that's something that I can also really appreciate about our clubs. It's very inclusive. Hindi siya na, ay, ayaw namin sa'yo, or ay, you're not artistic enough to be in Disenyo Malaya, or you don't have the gaming skills to be in player one. As long as you want to improve on these skills, you're welcome. Yun
Right.
siya. And will we be adding more clubs in the future?
Of course, by all means. I'm just
Yes.
excited na dumami pa yung clubs, no? Ang dami pang puwedeng ma-establish na club, no?
Yeah,
Given our
definitely.
student population. So
Oo,
yeah,
di ba? And
definitely.
what I know is we're also trying to explore academic clubs. Tama ba?
Right. And naku, na-preempt ni Danny. It will be established kasi this term, this third
Oh,
term, no? So
agree.
yun, watch out for that, guys.
So, sa students ng MMDC, magpa-enroll na kayo. Sa mga gustong sumali sa mga clubs namin, magpa-enroll na din kayo if hindi pa kayo students. One thing though, one vital thing about us is I think we can start our own clubs, right? Students can start their own
Of
clubs. So,
course.
how do they go about this process?
So, of course, we have the engage at mmdc.mcl.edu.ph. They can send an email. Wala namang specific format, no? Kasi ise-send pa lang namin ng center namin yung actual form. So if there's an intent, just send us an email and we'll give you the form, the right tools for you to complete, and then we'll see from there, no? So our minimum requirements for a club would be, of course, dapat meron siyang mission, vision,
Mhm.
objectives, And naka-state na rin dun yung intended activities in the future. As well as in terms of members, minimum of 10 members. Para naman merong katuang yung leader, no, sa
Oo.
manage ng club.
Ganda
So,
niya na.
yun.
So, for example, if somebody wanted to put up a K-pop club, and then
Right.
kahit 10 lang sila, they can start na, they can initiate those activities na.
Of course. Oo. And I'm sure dadami na yung members and interested participants, members from there.
Oh, for sure. Especially with our student community, nakikita naman talaga natin na diverse talaga yung mga interests nila, right? So,
Correct.
okay, if you were to start an MMDC club, kung wari student ka ngayon, what would it be and why?
Oh, grabe. Ang lakas naman Tito Boy question. I would say it would be wellness club para mas all-encompassing. So it would include activities, let's say halimbawa Pilates, online Pilates session or virtual Pilates session, or there would be sessions or events na would be about nutrition or mental health kasi part yun ng wellness both physical
Yeah.
and mental. So parang yun yung pinaka magiging advocacy or path na ite-take nung club if ever lang naman.
Yeah, so it's all really overall wellness talaga.
Wellness. Yes,
So from
that's what
top
we
to
are
bottom.
really advocating here.
Totoo. Tama naman yan. Especially for students, di ba? Sometimes we have students that don't exercise anymore kasi after gumawa
Yes.
ng schoolwork, natutulog na lang. Or,
Or nag-games.
sa lang. Although there's nothing wrong naman with
Oo naman.
lifestyles, di ba? Kasi we do deserve the rest. But it's also important to take care of our bodies. Sige, Faye.
Correct.
We actually have one last question for you this evening, and I think you can answer this very well based on your own your personal experiences too. The question is, what advice can you give to those who feel like they can no longer pursue their passions because of their academics?
Oh. Yeah. Medyo tough yung no? Kasi parang naiisip ko yung scenarios And it's very common actually to a lot of not only students but to people in different walks of life or people in general, no? Especially in this day and age na talagang fast-paced siya more than ever. And ang tao talagang no matter how passionate one is about something, at some days we don't burn that brightly, 'di ba?
Yes.
Parang kandila, kung kandila tayo, minsan nagiging kandilang upos tayo even.
Yes.
So, that's when we need to rest or need rest. And yun nga, as important ang grind as pahinga
Yes.
So, I think first step would be to take a step back. Reassess what really has to be on your plate. Diba? Choose your battles, ika nga. For you, not only to be on a survival mode, but for you to thrive actually in life. Diba? Kasi that's the goal. So, yeah, this is somewhat a personal question. Kasi I myself have experienced this, especially when I was already taking my graduate studies. So, talagang I almost had no social life back then. So, talagang naapektuhan din yung mental health and overall well-being ko. Kaya nga inaano ko yung wellness kanina. But, yeah. Ayun, what happened from there, I tried to incorporate what I love to do with what I ought to do. Hindi naman mawawala kasi yung what we ought to do Like, halimbawa, ACADS nga, case in point, dun sa question mo, no? So, we have to incorporate that. We have to see, kumbaga kung sa Venn diagram, saan sila nagmi-meet. Diba? May paganto, kung wala tayong visuals, guys. Imagine niyo. Saan sila nagmi-meet. Make sure na you have that, no? Kasi hindi mo nga magagawa yun lahat
Mm.
outside that smaller circle where they meet, you can forgo some of those. Yung sa extracurricular side, ha, yung passion side.
Mhm.
But yun nga, make sure na i-incorporate mo the things that you love to do, that you feel so alive about, dun sa things that you ought to do. So, yun. In practical ways, you can find ways to incorporate, let's say, your talents and skills sa
Yeah.
PPCs or sa projects, problems, cases ninyo, sa mga terminal assessments, milestones, 'di
Oo.
ba? So, pwede naman yun. Hindi natin, we can marry those two things, no? Hindi
Yeah.
kailangan magkasalungat sila
Yeah.
lagi.
Oo.
Yeah, so 'di ba after all nga sabi kanina sa video, yung unang-unang video that all work and no fun makes one a dull
Adult.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totoo.
So,
Memorize na natin yan.
nakailang oo. Ano na yan, na ROI na.
O, na-ROI
Ayan.
na.
So, guys, if you're watching right now and you're that person who's struggling with pursuing your passions, this is for you. Again, reassess, refocus, revisit, and realign your goals and make sure to include in your goal to nourish your overall well-being, including pursuing your passions or the things that make you feel alive.
Yeah, that's completely true. And well, to add on to what you said also, they really have to meet halfway sometimes, 'di ba? I
Right.
mean, let's say if you're a person that's passionate about music, why not incorporate a music studio into your business plan in microeconomics? Or
Yeah.
if you're an IT student that really loves to design things, then why not make a virtual gallery to showcase all of your art, 'di ba, for the websites that you're
Ganda
trying.
nun.
'Di ba? It's really more about how you also allow yourself to be vulnerable while you're studying. Na parang your mentors, your classmates, your peers will be able to see that there's more to you than just your grades. There's a certain
Correct.
passion that isn't just focused on your academics. And that's so important, especially, well, personally, back in college din, that's also something that I think I sort of lost sight of for some time, na parang gusto ko na lang gawin yung extracurriculars ko, ayoko nang mag-ACADS, but it's never going to be, 'di ba, it's never going to be that
It's not gonna work. Oh.
gonna work, 'di ba? So it's really more about incorporating those little things that make you happy into your daily life, so that you keep
Correct.
going on and that you keep appreciating that you're studying, you're able to share your passions, and you're able to do all of these in a way that best suits you. So,
Yes.
yun. Oo,
I
yun
love
siya.
that.
Sige, so thank you so much, Faith, for gracing us with your time and your wisdom. I'm very sure na a lot of our viewers right now are actually more inspired to explore their organizations and their clubs. This has honestly been super insightful, and I hope that our viewers are now more enthusiastic in exploring personal development through extracurricular activities. But before we end, please go ahead and invite our viewers and our students to upcoming events.
All right. Thank you. Thank you again so much, Danny. I really had a great time conversing with you here. Para tayong nagchichikahan lang pero yun nga meron tayong nuggets of wisdom na isasambit, 'di ba? Na
Oo.
share sa viewers natin.
Yes.
Announcements, of course, padating na ang third term. Currently kasi yung students natin, they are on a term break, no? Since our setup is trimestral. So, third term, March 16, start na ulit tayo. You'll have your sync sessions right on. And then the week after that, no, we'll be announcing in our communication channels, but also I'd like to take this floor to announce that, of course, we'll be having the orientation. So we're doing orientation every term kasi
Yes.
lagi rin may bago. May bago
Yes.
tayong hinahain sa table at the onset or before the onset of the term. So watch out for that, guys. I hope everybody here would be able to attend and maximize their learning even in yun nga sa mga gantong kaganapan, no.
Yes.
Also, for this month, we have a webinar,
Mhm.
no, sa last week ng March. So for the dates, we'll keep you guys posted on that. But that's definitely sa last week ng March. We have a guest speaker. We have an outsourced speaker na talagang experienced or expertise niya yung magiging topic natin for this month's or for this term's webinar. Also, of course, yun nga, we would like to recognize yung pagpapagal ng students natin sa kanilang ACADS life. Hence, we have a recognition time
Oh, wow.
or an awarding day. Oo. So watch out for that also. That would be this March. So yun muna. Marami pa. Baka hindi tayo matapos dito if we would be sharing yung for the coming months also. But that's it for March for our students. And I'm sure you guys also from your team have a lot in store for our students and for our viewers
Definitely.
going forward.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things planned also. For those of you who are interested in enrolling in MMDC, feel free to reach out to our admissions team at admissions@mmdc.mcl.edu.ph so that they will be able to assist you with the process and so that you can gain access to our Ask MMDC events where you will be able to interact with the admissions team and ask all of the necessary questions in an open forum format on Zoom. All right. So again, thank you so much, Faye, for joining us this evening. And thank you everyone for tuning into What's Next Wednesdays, MMDC's official live podcast. So to learn more about our IT courses and our offerings in business administration, please send us an email. Again, that's at admissions@mmdc.mcl.edu.ph or visit our website www.mmdc.mcl.edu.ph for more information. With that, we hope to see you soon and we can wait till our next Wednesday. Have a good evening, everyone.